Hi everyone, this is Mr Mohid from Aim High Private Tuition, and today we're going to be learning about how to find the area of a triangle. So let's get started. First of all, before we make a start, I want you to have a look at this question and tell me what the answer is. Once you know the answer, just keep it in your head and we'll check if it's correct. I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, so at the bottom you've got 5 responses, A, B, C, D or E, and I'm 100% sure that there'll be so many different people giving me different answers, and obviously there's only one correct answer. So I'm going to show you what the correct answer is and tell you how we do it. So first of all, we've got a triangle and we're going to work out the area. So what you have to do is you get the base of the triangle and you multiply it by the perpendicular height. So perpendicular height is the length that makes a right angle with the base. So it's going to be base times the perpendicular height. Some people prefer to call it the vertical height, and then you have to half your answer. So we've got area of the triangle. I'll just write the formula down first. Is the base times the perpendicular height. And then you have to divide your answer by 2, so you have the answer. And that step a lot of people forget. So let's have a go. So the base of the triangle is 12. The perpendicular height is 8. It's not going to be 10. These are the slanted heights. A lot of the times the exams come up with the slants, and they're there to confuse you, so you don't need to worry about that. So 12 times by 8, and then we're going to half our answer. So you could do 12 times 8 and then half it, or you could just half one of the numbers first. So I'm going to half the 12 to get 6. 6 times by 8 is 48. And of course the units for area is centimeters squared. Okay, now a couple of common answers that people would have come up with would have been, they would have done 12 times by 10, which is 120, and then halved it to get 60. So that would have been the incorrect answer. Likewise, some people would have forgotten to half it, so they would have done 12 times by 8, but they would have missed out step 2 and not halved it, so that would have given a different answer as well. So the final answer was C, which is 48. If you got that right, well done. If you didn't, just continue watching. I'll show you another example. Here's another one. Let's have a go at this one. So we've got a triangle where the base is 10 centimeters and the vertical height, or the perpendicular distance, the length, is 6 centimeters. This little thing here is a red herring. We're not going to use that. That's there to confuse us. So we're going to start off by writing the formula. Area of a triangle is the base times the perpendicular height. I'm just going to write h for now and divide by 2. To help you remember that it's the perpendicular height, put a little right angle there. So perpendicular height, base, divide by 2. Let's go. 10 times by 6 and half your answer. 10 times 6 is 60, divided by 2 is going to be 30, and the units centimeters squared. Let's have a go at a couple more, and then you're going to have a go at some yourself. Here's another example. This is slightly different, so have a few seconds to think about the answer and come up with the answer, and then we'll check if you are right or wrong. Okay, as you can see in this one, the triangle has been flipped upside down. So the base, the bottom is now on the top. The base is 8 and the vertical height, or the perpendicular height, is 4. Remember, this slanted length we're not going to use. So you start off by writing the formula. Area is the base times by the height, divide by 2, and the base is 8 multiplied by the vertical height, or the perpendicular height, whatever you want to call it, is 4, and then you're going to half your answer. 8 times by 4 is 32, and 32 divided by 2 is 16, and don't forget the units, 16 centimeters squared. Okay, so common wrong answers people would have got is as follows. Let me circle this. This is the correct answer. So if you got D, well done. So common wrong answers would be, for example, 8 times by 4 and then forgetting to half it and getting 32. So that could be one answer. Another common wrong answer people would probably get is doing 4 times by 5 and by using the wrong slant, by using the wrong distance. Anyway, one more and you can have a go at some yourself. Here's one last example. Find the area of the triangle. So in this example, we've got the base, which is 4. So the area is going to be 4 times by the vertical height. Again, there we go. That's the perpendicular height there. So we're going to use 5. 4 times by 5. And then the final step is divide your answer by 2. So we've got 5 times by 4 is 20. 20 divided by 2. The answer to this is 10 meters squared. So C was the correct answer. You can have a go at some yourself now. Press pause and have a go at these 4 questions and I'll reveal the answers for you very shortly. Just be careful with the last one. It's giving you the area and it's asking you to work out the length. So hopefully you've had a go at the questions. So here are the answers. Question 1, base times by the perpendicular height divided by 2. So 10 times by 6 divided by 2. That's half of 60, which is 30 centimeters squared. Next one, we'll go across. 6 area is going to be base, which is 6, times by the height, which is 4, divided by 2. 6 times 4 is 24, divided by 2 is 12 centimeters squared. Remember, this 5 was there to confuse you. You don't need to use that. Third one, you've got the base, which is 10, multiplied by the height, perpendicular height is 8, and then last step, you divide by 2. 80 divided by 2 is 40 centimeters squared. Remember, the slanted part we didn't need to use. And the last one, slightly trickier. In this one, you're doing the inverse. You're going backwards to find the missing length, x. So you want to find x, you've been given the area. So the formula for area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So we're going to invert that. So we know that the base is 5. We don't know what the height is, so I'll just call it a question mark because we don't know what it is. And we have our answer, and the answer we get for the area is given there to be 10. So all we're going to do now is the opposite. So to remove the divide by 2, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2, and I'm going to be left with 5 times by the something that I don't know, I want to work out, is 20. And the last step, 5 times by something is 20, so that something must be 4. So in this case, x is equal to 4. Of course, you could have done all of that in your head, and if you got the answer to be 4, perfect, well done. So this is how you work out the area of a triangle. You've been watching Maths with Mr Mohid with Aim High Private Tuition. Thank you.